Jen with PlaySqorr TV, and I'm thrilled to be joined again by 8-time Pro Bowler and Pro Football Hall of Famer, Brian Urlacher. How's it going, Brian?
Doing good, Jen. How are you?
Doing great, thank you so much. Let's dive into some games and some matchups. This week we have Chicago facing off versus Minnesota. Now last time, Chicago won this one, but some things have changed over the course of the season. Minnesota's definitely going to the playoffs, but they're also without Dalvin Cook. And Kirk Cousins didn't look so hot last time around. So what do you see maybe taking place in this game?
Well, I don't care what the records are. The Bears are still going to play hard. I know that. Their defense is still playing well. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game like it was last time at Soldier Field. Yeah. The problem is that place is hard to play. That dome that Minnesota plays in, that's a hard place to play for the road team. So I think they'll have a little more success than they did at Soldier Field, but not a whole lot more.
Yeah, we actually have a PlaySqorr matchup between Mike Williams and Allen Robinson. Now, knowing what you do about these two players, Mike Williams is facing Kansas City. Obviously, Allen Robinson's facing Minnesota. Who would you lean toward in a head-to-head matchup?
Well, I'm a Bears fan, so I'm going with Allen Robinson. So he's had a great season for as little points as they've scored. He's had a really good season, so I'm going to go with him. I think he'll show up on the last game this season and make some more plays for him like he's been doing all year.
He has. He's been fantastic all year. And Anthony Miller's been fun the last few weeks, too.
And Mike Williams, that Kansas State defense has been playing good the last few weeks, too. So you don't know what – and it's outside, so you just never know.
They have. We also have a PlaySqorr matchup between Adam Thielen and John Brown. Now, knowing what you do about the Chicago secondary, who do you prefer in this matchup?
I think I'm going to go with John Brown. I like the Bears secondary to do a good job against Thielen. I'm not sure how healthy he is after a hamstring either. Hamstrings are tough to come back from, so he may still be a little hindered from that. But John Brown's had a good season. You know, I think he's going to continue to have some success on Sunday as well.
I agree. And facing the Jets, I see that being a John Brown day.
I hope so.
All right, one last question. When you're looking at a head-to-head matchup in PlaySqorr or even an over-under, how much do you take into account the weather?
Quite a bit. You know, I think you have to look at the weather in certain situations because if it rains, it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. If it snows, people think it'll be low scoring, but I think you have to look at the footing when it snows because the defensive players are slipping all over the place. They're not going to have – the offensive players know where they're going. So it's a little bit easier for them to get footing and gain an advantage on the defense. So I definitely look at the weather when it's if I'm going to consider an over/under. I take that in consideration.
And what about winds? How much does that affect your choice?
Not a whole lot. You know, the quarterbacks are so good. You know, the kick game is the only thing that affects the quarterbacks. They'll just play a little more. They'll throw a little more whatever direction the wind's blowing. They'll throw a little easier or harder to make up for that.
All right, guys, you heard it here. Check the weather before you're making your choices. And thank you again, Brian, for joining us at PlaySqorr TV. You guys go to the App Store and download the PlaySqorr app and play with us. It's easy and it's fun, and there are big payouts. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks, Brian.